The Ouroboros Code. The most dangerous lies are the ones we tell ourselves. I should know, I hunt them for a living. My name is Detective Kaito Ross, and my latest case began with a suicide that was a little too perfect. The victim was Dr. Aris Thorne, a reclusive tech billionaire and the architect of the Ouroboros File, a legendary, self-encrypting data vault said to hold the world's dirtiest secrets. He was found in his panic room, a single gunshot wound to the head, the gun in his hand. The door was sealed from the inside, a classic locked room suicide. But Aris Thorne was left-handed. The gun was in his right. His daughter, Elara, hired me. She believed her father was murdered because he was about to break the Ouroboros File open. He had become a prisoner of his own creation, and someone didn't want him getting out. The suspects were the usual gallery. His ruthless business partner, Clara Vance, who stood to inherit his company. A shadowy data broker known only as Orpheus, who had been trying to buy the file for years, and the head of security, a man named Leo Croft, who had the only other keycard that could get near the panic room. The security system was the real witness. It showed Thorne entering the panic room alone. The logs were clean. Too clean. In the world of data, perfection is a red flag. It's the digital equivalent of a spotless crime scene. My break came from the victim himself. Aris Thorne didn't trust anyone, not even his own systems. I found his personal journal, written in analog ink on paper. In it, he described the Ouroboros not just as a file but as a test. A snake eating its own tail. The only way to open it wasn't with a key, but with a keystone, a specific triggering event. His death. I realized the truth wasn't in the room, but in the code governing the room. The suicide was the trigger. The moment the security system registered a gunshot and a life signs failure, it sent a signal. Not to the police, but to a server that released the Ouroboros file. And I knew who it was sent to. The one person Aris Thorne trusted enough to burn the world down for him. The person who now had a motive to make his death look like murder, to ensure I would dig deep enough to expose his enemies once the file was in their hands. It was his daughter, Elara. She was Orpheus. She had used Leo Croft's keycard, not to get in, but to plant the gun after she had already poisoned her father. The locked room was a digital illusion, a pre-programmed lie. She guided my investigation, feeding me clues, using me as a weapon to destroy her father's rivals while she inherited his power. In the end, I stood facing her. She didn't deny it. She simply said, "My father built the cage, detective. I just showed the world what was inside it." The Ouroboros file was open. The snake had finished eating its tail, and I was left wondering if I had solved a murder, or just been a cog in the final, devastating move of a game I never understood.